Okay, this is Cole and Colby reading The Lightning Thief. And The Lightning Thief, I believe, is a level 4.8. Okay, it's from a series. And Cole picked this out himself, so he's already read, how many pages did you read so far? How many chapters?
I got up to chapter 7.
Okay, all right. Well, we're just going to go back, and just for demonstration's sake, we're going to read chapter 1, okay? All right, Cole, you're first, and then Colby.
Okay. Look, I didn't want to be a half-blood. If you're reading this because you think you might be one, my advice is close this book right now. Believe every lie your mother or dad told about your birth and try to lead a normal life. Being a half-blood is dangerous. It's scary. Most of the times it gets you killed in painful, nasty ways. If you're a normal kid reading this because it's fiction, great, read on. I envy you for being able to believe that none of this ever happened. But if you recognize yourself in these pages, if you feel something strange inside, stop reading immediately. You might be one of us, and once you know that, it's only a matter of time before they sense it too, and they'll become. And they'll come for you. Don't say I didn't warn you. My name is Percy Jackson. I'm 12 years old. Until a few months ago, I was a boarding student at Yancey Academy, a private school for troubled kids in upstate New York. Am I a troubled kid? Yeah, you could say that.
I could start at any point in my short, miserable life to prove it. But things really started going bad last May when our 6th grade class took a field trip to Manhattan. 28 mental case kids and 2 teachers on a yellow school bus heading to the Metropolitan Museum of Art to look at ancient Greek and Roman stuff. I know it sounds like torture. Most Yancey field trips were, but Mr. Bruner, our Latin teacher, was leading this trip, so I had hopes. Mr. Bruner was this middle-aged guy in a motor wheelchair. He had thinning hair and a scruffy beard and a frayed tweed jacket which always smelled like coffee. You wouldn't think he'd be cool, but he told stories and jokes and let us play games in class. He also had this awesome collection of Roman armor and weapons, so he was the only teacher whose class didn't put me to sleep. I hoped the trip would be okay. At least I hoped that for once I wouldn't get in trouble. Boy, was I wrong. See, bad things happen to me on field trips. Like at my 5th grade school when we went to the Saratoga battlefield, I had this accident with a Revolutionary War cannon. I wasn't aiming for the school bus, but of course I got expelled anyways. And before that, at my 4th grade school, when we took a behind-the-scenes tour of the Marine World Shark Pool, I sort of hit the wrong lever on the catwalk and our class took an unplanned swim. And the time before that, well, you get the idea.
This trip, I was determined to be good. All the way into the city, I put up with Nancy Bobofit, the freckly, red-headed kleptomaniac.
Good. Now just try that sentence again. You're
Okay.
right, kleptomaniac.
All the way into the city, I put up with Nancy Bobofit, the freckly, red-headed kleptomaniac girl, hitting my best friend Grover in the back of the head with chunks of peanut butter and ketchup sandwiches. Grover was an easy target. He was scrawny. He cried when he got frustrated. He must have been held back several grades because he was the only sixth grader which had acne and the start of a wispy beard on his chin. On top of that all, he was crippled. He had a note excused him from PE for the rest of his life because he had some kind of muscular disease in his leg. He walked funny, like every step hurt him. But don't let that fool you. You should have seen him run when it was enchilada day in the cafeteria. Anyway, Nancy Bobofit was throwing a swat of sandwich that stuck in his curly brown hair, and she knew I couldn't do anything back to her because I was already on probation.
Good.
The headmaster had threatened me with death in school suspension if anything bad, embarrassing, or even mildly entertaining.
You almost got it.
Entertaining?
Good. Mildly entertaining. Try that sentence again.
Okay.
Now.
So, the headmaster had threatened me with death in school suspicion if any bad, embarrassing, or mildly entertaining happens on this trip.
Good.
I'm going to kill her, I mumbled. Grover tried to calm me down. It's okay. I like peanut butter. He dropped another piece of Nancy's lunch. That's it. I started to get up, but Grover held me back. You're already on probation, he reminded me. You know who'll get blamed if anything happens. Looking back on it, I wish I'd decked Nancy Bobofit right then and there.